first official beer of 2022. And 2022 is already off to a shit show, so fucking cheers.
After high demand.
Listening to you and Justin, that's a professional podcast right there.
The man with a voice.
He's got a wicked voice on it too. He does. He's got like, oh my goodness. I listen to his voice. I'm like, dude, you could go places with that voice. You are freaking phenomenal.
Has his own podcast. And what does he think?
Oh,
Joystick presents the Honestly Lazy Podcast.
Honestly Lazy Live. Not really live, this is pre-recorded, but welcome to the Honestly Lazy show with your host, me, Mr. Boy Stick. I hope everyone had a great little break. God knows I did. I actually really needed it because I actually got sick for the whole fucking thing. So I'm glad I actually decided to announce I was taking a break because I got the living shit kicked out of me by I don't even know what. I can't even tell you if I had COVID because I didn't get tested, because right now in Ontario it's a fucking nightmare to even try to get a test. So I just pretty much isolated for 5 days. But before we get into all that, let's just talk a little bit. I need to get all the bullshit, all the other stuff through. We are officially on episode, I think, 40 of the Honestly Lazy Podcast. 39 or 40. I need to check, actually, as we speak, because the Honestly Lazy Podcast is just a live show, pretty much, just pre-recorded. I think we're on episode 40. See, after taking a big break, I have no clue. Oh, we are on episode 40. Oh my god. Did not think that would be a thing by now. Let me tell you something, everybody. Let me just be honest with everybody here. At this point with the Honestly Lazy Podcast, like going into it in 2022, the mindset is completely different than how it was back in 2020 or 2021. The mindset this time last year when I was like, you know, kind of doing podcasting and stuff, this mindset that I'm having now was not there. As a matter of fact, the mindset back then was I don't even want to fucking do it. Like I said in the past, I lived in a shitty house and I just had roommates that were always partying and having fun, even though, let's be honest, I was definitely one of them. But I don't know what it is about this year, but I really felt like, you know, like I was excited today to finally get behind the microphone and start recording again. And I was excited to finally get back into it because I don't know, I like this has turned into something more than just talking to a microphone. It's almost therapeutic to just sit down and fucking talk. So like you know, to all the people who listen, actually, like I just want to say, like, thank you very much for supporting. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for sticking around, because in 2022 I actually do have goals. And the weird thing is, it's not like last year where it's like I'm going to make some goals and they're going to happen. Like it like for me, in the passion or whatever, not even the passion, just like for me and like having the goals and like this is what I want to do, my mind was just not there, or I wasn't motivated last year or the year before to really keep going, you know. It was just like, okay, well, you know, I got the camera, might as well film. Where this year, already going into this year, it's like more motivated than ever to just keep doing what I do. So if you are a fan, thank you, and if you are subscribed, thank you, because, you know, and if you follow me on Spotify, thank you. But if you're not, I gotta do this part. I know I fucking hate doing it, but I got it. If you're not a fan of the podcast, you gotta go. If you're listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube, go down, give me a little subscribe. And if you liked the episode or specific episode, give me a like, because that keeps me motivated. And I just like seeing it. Even give me a dislike. I need to see that shit too. If you don't like what you're seeing, but you like me, you gotta be honest with me, because I need that type of stuff. And if you're listening to me on Spotify, please give me a follow. I guess there's this new thing where you can rate me. My boy Suited Bird, shout out to him, gave me a 5-star rating. So thank you very much. Big supporter of the podcast. And pretty much does all the voiceover work for me. I'll probably be hitting him up soon to do some more. Great guy, and he's killing it on YouTube. Also, I forgot to give a shout out to my friend on the last episode, the end of 2021. The wrap up, and that is Courtney. I'm sorry, I fucking blew it, and I knew you were very upset that I didn't give you a shout out. So here's your shout out. I'm sorry, I missed you. I don't know how I missed you. You're the like most annoying person who hounds me about the podcast. So the fact that I missed you is very upsetting. And you know, it's 2022. It's a new year. Probably not a new me. I'm probably still going to be drinking a beer every podcast. You know, that's not going to change. The one thing is I need to explore more podcasts in the new year. But I posted on my Twitter the goals for 2022. And I figured if you don't follow me on Twitter, I can give it to you right now with the old handy dandy cue card that for some reason, when I used to use the cue cards, everybody loved them. I don't know why. Everyone's like, oh, fuck the cue cards and shit. And the fun fact is, if you look right here, these are all the old cue cards. And like, it's so funny to see them now because they're like, the ink is faded so much. But these are cue cards from some of the first Honestly Lazy podcasts that I did. And then there's just random shit. But yeah, these are the originals for the Honestly Lazy podcast. So who knows? Like, you know, I have goals, but maybe down the road there will be different kinds of goals. You never know, right? But for right now, the goals are pretty much the same as usually every year, but this year I'm actually more motivated to do it. So I figured I'd just start this off to tell you guys like the goals for the Honestly Lazy podcast for 2022. And if you're a fan, then you want to help out, that's great by, you know, help me out with this list. So obviously the first and foremost thing that I want to do for the Honestly Lazy podcast is obviously get to 100 subs this year. We're at 59, I do believe, on YouTube. So I've got about 41 to go. Where am I at? Yeah, I'm at 59, so I'm 41 to go. So if you want, share my shit to the social media world, because I don't know why 100 is like a big goal for me. It's just like for me to have a podcast and it's like a YouTube podcast and I hit 100 subs, that's like a fucking huge, that's a big goal for me for some reason. I don't know why. I'm probably just weird. But it is something that I've been wanting for a long time. So this year it's like focusing, uploading, keeping it moving. Because one of the things is literally getting 100 subs this year. And if we hit more than that, that's great. But my goal is only 100 subs. So pretty much 40 subs in a year. It doesn't seem like too much, but this could turn into Curb Your Meme situation where you see me still at 59 by the end of the year. But I think through exploring more podcasts, I'm going to start trying to connect with other podcasters and stuff. I'm hoping that will help me get to 100 subs, because that is a big goal for me. And then after 100 would be 200, and after that 300, and then 400. And then I'll have 100 million followers, just like PewDiePie. Yeah, right. But definitely one of the things I really do want to do is get 100 subs on YouTube. The next thing is obviously post more on social medias, because I really suck at doing that. I would just like to say in the first place, I don't really post on social media on even my personal shit. I don't post a lot. I don't really care to. The big reason why I don't post a lot on like Boys Sick or anything is because, well, my lens broke. I have a very old phone. I'm not like a Jake Paul or a Logan Paul or any YouTuber who needs latest and greatest shit. I am an honestly lazy man who uses a phone until it literally doesn't charge anymore. I've had this phone for about 4 years, and I'm going to get a new one so I can start taking some pictures and posting them on my social media. I mean, like, I'm kind of glad I don't post a lot on the social media. I just, fuck, man. all these people that living their best life bullshit, it just drives me nuts, and I really don't want people to think I'm living my best life, because I'm really not. I work, I do podcasting for fun, and, you know, the main goal, oh my god, I don't know what just happened there, that didn't sound good. The main goal is to, I'm going to turn over my mic a little bit. The main goal is to, you know, just to upload more and try to make myself a decent, like at least try to get myself into a spot where I could do podcasting full time, but that's going to take years. I need followers and all that type of stuff, but I definitely want to post more on social medias, maybe try to get a sponsor. I don't even know how to fucking do that, so if you want to sponsor the podcast and you're listening to this, give me an email, awesomelazy@gmail.com. The next thing, and I've been talking about this for a while, but this is something I do want to do on the on the show, is start doing live shows. I've been watching a lot of these podcast shows that actually just random, or just do them all live, which on YouTube. And to me, it's like, I used to do live shows on Boy Stick. That's when I was laid off. I would just randomly do live streams to interact with people. And first of all, it's a lot of fun. When people are actually interacting with you, it's a lot of fun. YouTube, it's a bit harder to get people viewing you. I'm still debating on which platform I should do on. Should I do on Twitch? Maybe I'll get more viewership there, but then again, I'm not really a streamer. It's just like a random live show, so I might stick to YouTube. I do have ideas how I want to do it. I might just bring random people on, just like, yo, just come on and talk. We'll do a live show. We'll talk, me and you. Talking to people like Craft Woody. Would love to have that guy back on. My buddy Ty Jones, he wants to come on. He's lived a fucking crazy life. I've given him shoutouts before, but he wants to come on and actually talk about his crazy experiences. I think that'd be great. Quinn Marr, I would love to have him back on, because Quinn Marr just announced that he's done with Guys Being Dudes, like the company, which sucks, because, you know, I thought that was gonna be like a full send type deal, but he says he's done everything he can with it, and podcast is done. He's on to the Quinn Marr show, and you know, I respect him, and I'm not gonna like bust his balls for it. I still got his sweater. Maybe I hope down the road he'll just launch some more merch, because his merch was actually pretty fucking sick. But I mean, like, I get where he was coming from, especially when like the guy you created it with said he was done. I got it, but I'd love to bring him back on, because he's really trying to start his own shit, his own marketing. He's been off the videos lately, and that's been driving me nuts. It's like, where's my buddy? Like, he's great, and like his videos were good, so I really want him to get back into the YouTube. I'm not sure what he's doing. I haven't really talked to him. But you know, in 2022, I guarantee you we will be talking, because why the hell not? Also on my list of things that I want to do, this is going to be one is actually getting some merch. I'm looking into it. I always look into getting merch, but I'm just always scared to actually go through with it, because there's so many ways you can do it. You can do it through a website, but you know, I'm not sure how good the material is. You can, like, you know, talk to your buddies, and like Quinn Marr, I'm pretty sure made his own merch. I definitely don't have the time for that, but there's so many ways to really do it. But I don't know, man. Like, I'm not the that's not my, what's the word I'm looking for? That's not really my specialty at all, is doing merch. It never has been. Like, I've wanted to do merch, like, since I was fucking 14. I wanted to have merch for just random ideas I had. But the big thing is, definitely a field that I don't know anything about, and it's one of those things where a lot of people jump into it, and I respect them for doing it, but for me, it's just kind of like, like I was looking at fucking even stickers, honestly lazy stickers, and I was like, fuck, you gotta spend some money to get even 50 of them, and I checked like a bunch of sites, I'm like, fuck. So I know it's like you gotta spend money to make money, but it's like, fuck, I got like not even enough followers to make money right now. So you gotta be careful with the whole merch thing, but I definitely do want to get some merch. And there's already people that I know that are like, yo, if you get merch, I'm copping some. So, like, definitely not a big market for the Honestly Lazy merch right now, but I kind of just want, like, you know, my own type of shit. So I'm going to buy some, or I'm going to get some, and I'm going to start rocking it, see if I like it. And if I do, then I'll start selling it. But if I don't, then the merch thing is out the window. I mean, like down like a few years ago, it was the podcast where I was talking about things I want to do before I'm 25, and one of them was to start a website, and that's always going to be in the back of my head, starting a website. But the big thing is, how the fuck am I going to get people going to the website, you know? Like, I thought about, well, maybe I'll be a blogger like Dean Blundell is, and like all of them. But the big thing was, Dean Blundell already had a name when he did deanblundell.com. So it's like, you gotta spend money and you gotta figure out how to get people to your site. But I've always wanted a website too. So, you know, that's kind of stuff is kind of up in the air for right now. But down the road, you never know. And the last thing, and this is a big thing that I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's gonna frickin' happen this year, and that is to build a better home studio. I mean, look where I'm at. There ain't too much to look at, and there's not even much I really want to do. I mean, I want to put a curtain behind me, something that isn't a fucking closet full of random shit. I would rather have a nice little black curtain that I can just pull off to the side when I'm not filming. Get a ring light. I'm looking at new microphones, new boom arms, new everything. I really want to step my game up and make this look more professional. And honestly, it's not as expensive as I thought it was going to be. It's still going to be kind of expensive. The only thing that's more expensive is the new boom arm and a new mic. Because I'm going to a dynamic, because I got a fucking condenser and this thing echoes like a motherfucker. And then I'm going to start soundproofing around the whole thing. The big thing is, I do share this office with my girlfriend. She has a desk literally right here that you never see. And I'm not moving the camera over because it's full of stuff. So you don't need to see her desk. And, you know, I just kind of want it to feel more like a studio, more like a podcast studio, and get creative, you know. So, like, at the end of it, yeah, I really do want to make a better home studio, and that is the big goal of this whole thing, is to make the studio look more professional, make the videos more professional, and get merch, do live shows. It's just a basic, it's not even like a goals, it's just like what I want to do more of. Like, you know, it's like, I gotta stop looking at people like Logan Paul and shit, who was like, oh my god, this guy's the same age as me, he's making millions, he's in Switzerland getting food poisoning, and I'm sitting here fucking, like, doing nothing. I gotta stop thinking like that, and just keep on going at my own pace, and if I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. And who knows, like, I always think to myself, like, fuck, if this really did work out, I could get a radio show or something, which is something I could do. But for right now, it's just like, all I really want to do is work on just like making the content consistent, like bettering the content every episode, try to figure out how to make my content better. It's just the littlest things, like, and it's literally a new mic that'll make me feel more professional, or a new boom arm that makes me feel like, okay, I'm like in the studio or something like that. Like with a condenser, it just echoes too much. I've had this condenser since I was fucking 16. I've had this thing for 10 years. I think it's about time I treat myself to a new microphone. And the best part is, the microphones I'm looking at aren't that expensive. I'm just looking at the Shure mics. The one under the SM7B, the M7, I think it's called. Something like that. That's the next mic I'm probably going to get. Just the Shure mic. It looks cool. I've been doing research on it. And I know everyone's like, why don't you invest money on the SM7B? Because I don't have fucking like $800 to because you need the cloud lifter, you need the boom arm, you need everything. I'm going to work my way up to an SM7B one day. But I mean, I'm making no money at this, so I'm going to ease in with the microphones because I go fucking nuts. Like Amazon, Long McQuaid, everywhere. I go nuts for this shit. So these are the goals so far for 2022, and I really don't know what to say after that. But yes, these are the goals for 2022. I hope you guys will support them, and hopefully the cue cards will make a comeback because I do love cue cards. Now, welcome to the Honestly Lazy Shower Beer Quote of the Day. We all got that one fucking buddy, you know, who's a mad chain dart smoker, and he always has like 2 or 3 smokes left, and he starts bumming yours. Hey, fucking buddy, if you're gonna be like that, finish your smokes before you take mine. Spin your Shower Beer Quote of the Day. This has been your Honestly Lazy Shower Beer Quote of the Day. Well, if you live in Ontario like me, it looks like life will not be going back to normal anytime soon. All those great rules and everything that our old fearless dipshit Doug Ford kind of was moving forward towards have all gone down the drains and just over the Christmas holidays. So for the people who don't know and don't live in Ontario that might listen to this podcast, my premiere in Ontario over the holidays, you know, COVID cases, this Omicron stuff, I guess it's getting kind of out of hand. And our old fearless leader, who has done a lot of stuff in the past that's pissed off a lot of people, I think has finally put his final nail in his own coffin when it comes to election time. Like, I've been thinking about this, like, for a couple days since they announced that they were going to go back into stage 2, which I'll tell you all about in a sec. I've been trying to be so positive and, like, you know, don't bash Doug Ford, you know, he's doing his best. And I'm sitting here now after like fucking 50 tries of trying to talk about this, practicing at work and all that type of stuff. And I'm sitting here like, this is friggin' hard to do because this dude literally keeps like getting our hopes up and then he just fucks us. Every time. Around the same time, believe it or not, he keeps fucking us too. So, I really don't know what to think anymore. But, I mean, so, over the break, Doug Ford decided to announce that we are going back to stage 2. Which pretty much means gyms closed, theaters closed, museums closed, indoor dining not happening anymore, museums closed. All the ways that I'm kind of looking at it, like, this man is literally fucking small businesses once again and really not doing jack shit to help them once again. And the big thing about it is he's closing all this stuff, and this is what's helping people really get through the pandemic, is doing stuff like, you know, concerts and all this type of stuff. The concerts, okay, I get, like, you fucking pack people shoulder to shoulder, I get that. Concerts, kind of. But I mean, like, gyms and theaters and, like, museums and stuff, they could do just a half capacity like you're doing with the malls. That's another thing. Why are you opening up the malls? Or keeping the malls open? I don't know. Well, fuck, I guess COVID won't work in there. Why is it that, you know, even in the summer and shit, you could go inside a restaurant, you had to wear a mask, but once you were seated, you didn't have to wear your mask anymore while you ate. I guess COVID takes a break while you're fucking eating. I don't know, but it doesn't really make sense. The biggest thing, though, that drives me nuts about this whole thing of shutting everything down was Doug Ford, my great dumbass premier, made it at one point that you had to be fully vaxxed to even go to gyms, go to theaters, go to concerts, to pretty much do anything inside. Like, even indoor dining, you had to be fully vaxxed to go in and do it. And now he's shutting it all down for the vax people. Well, what the fuck, Doug Ford? What was the point of that? That doesn't make sense. It was just like, he's probably just saying like, oh yeah, well, fuck, COVID cases. So, well, here's the deal. We're gonna make sure Okay, if you're vaccinated, you can go inside. We're all safe, we're vaccinated. And then it starts, fucking cases start going up. Oh, what do you mean? They're vaccinated. How come they can't, how come they're getting sick? Oh, you can still get sick from it. Oh, well, fuck it, we'll just have to close it down for them. Like, I got a feeling like a lot of people literally got vaccinated to do these things, and you just fucked them all. And just by doing that, I really do feel like, just by doing that, a lot of people who weren't vaccinated, that were maybe on the fence, you now doing that, they're totally not going to get vaccinated. And people who are vaccinated, because you fucking literally did this, they're going to be like, fuck this. I'm not even going to get a booster shot then, because it's not doing a goddamn thing. It's a frustrating thing, and I can't believe how well I'm really talking about it. I don't really feel like blowing up. I really don't have much to say to Doug Ford at this point. I sent him a mean tweet, a daily reminder saying that he's a fucking clown, and that he's the shittiest premier to ever be a part of Ontario, and I do stand by that. And honestly, it's just my honest opinion. Like, Doug Ford, you've literally fucked up in every single way. The one thing that drove me nuts the most before this is how you were literally telling us all, you gotta stay home, but you were saying this while you were in Niagara Falls. You were doing this speech in Niagara Falls telling us, guys, you gotta stay home. The young ones, you gotta stay home. But yet you're in Niagara Falls doing this, and then someone in your party fucking gets COVID, and you come out crying like, please forgive me. Fuck you. Like, literally, fuck you. You, like, right there, lost all my respect. You cried. You cried to make me try to feel bad for you, and it just fucking backfired. I mean, look, I sit here every time Doug Ford does this, and I try to understand it from his point of view. And at this point, I gave you a shot, alright? It's been 2 years. I believed in you for a little bit. But now, it's time to fucking go. It's time to just get out of office, pack your fucking bags, and get the fuck out of Ontario. Because that's what I think needs to happen. You need to get the fuck out of Ontario. Nobody wants you here anymore. You fucked up that bad. And if you even try to pull that, but my family, we got a life here, you have fucked over so many people's lives for doing these lockdowns, and keep doing the lockdowns. You're fucking these small businesses. You think we give a fuck about you at this point? No! Like, you want to be like this? You want to fucking be like, oh, my family and shit, and I guarantee you that's the way you would go? It's not gonna fly. I'm just straight up telling you, that shit will not fucking fly at all. And if you really think it's gonna, bad news. I hope that you actually just volunteer to leave Ontario for how bad you fucked up. But if you think you're just going to stay here, I guarantee you a lot of people, there'll probably be a petition to get you out. Once again, this could turn into a curb your meme type of a thing. Like, I could be totally wrong. The election comes and he gets back in. And if he does, then, well, Trudeau got back in and everyone hated him, so something's going on in the fucking world. And I'm not saying that at all in a way where I'm like, the election was rigged and shit. No, I'm just saying, like, people are just saying they don't like somebody, but they're still voting for him. And that's another way it could go. Everyone's like, going to be scared or nervous, and they're just going to stick with Doug Ford because, well, he's been doing it this long for so far. I mean, I understood the lockdowns at first. I really did. It was a fucking terrifying thing when COVID came out, when it hit Canada, and it got scarier when the Delta variant came out, and it's still scary with the Omicron. But I've even been seeing things where it's like you have like less chance to be in the hospital or hospitalized or have to be in the ICU if you get Omicron. It's more like a common cold. So if it's stuff like that, and I'm not sure where the hospitals are at right now, and I don't really want to say too much about this new lockdown in that type of way, because for all I know, it's like the hospitals are getting terrible again, and he has to do it. But I just don't like how he just randomly keeps locking shit down and fucking people's businesses. That I don't agree with. And on top of the fact how he's been handling the fucking school system. I mean, this man has locked these kids out of school. It's bad for the kids' mental health. And on top of the fact, like, my girlfriend is a supply teacher. And she said they're bringing in the masks like in like 2 weeks and the schools can open back up. So if that was the whole thing, you didn't have the proper mask. It's been 2 fucking years, dumb fuck. Why haven't you ordered them for the kids? What the fuck have you been doing? Besides going to Niagara Falls. Besides traveling around. Besides going to your fucking cottage. Why haven't the kids gotten the mask yet? I don't know. Like, that shit really drives me nuts. And I even wrote that on the cue card. It says, why bother for all the vax if we get locked down anyways? And the school's closing for 2 weeks. But I also saw something else today which was very interesting to me. That I actually screenshot it on my phone. And I'll pull it up right now. It was actually something that Quinn Marr posted. And I mean, like, Quinn Marr, if I literally, like, Zoom called him right now and asked him his opinion on Doug Ford, it would not be pretty. But he posted something that was kind of interesting to me, so I took a screenshot to it. So, it says, people who are overweight or obese are at much higher risk for much more severe disease and even death from COVID-19. And one new study suggests that losing weight can reduce that risk. Well, okay. The first thing is it's one study. I'm not sure how science works, but I'm pretty sure it should be more than one study. But I mean, it is still one study that suggests that losing weight will help you not die from COVID. And if you're fully vaccinated and you want to lose weight so you don't die from COVID, well, Doug Ford just fucked you if you can't afford or you don't have the room to work out at home. Especially if you're obese, you definitely need more room. You're going to need a lot more room to work out. That's not fat shaming. That's nothing. I'm just saying you need more room, and sometimes an apartment is not enough room to lose weight when you're obese or overweight. And the only place you can go is a gym, but yet Doug Ford, who, by the way, he should probably lose some weight, that dumb fuck. He just locked you out at your only thing. And walking and watching what you eat can only go so far if this virus is so deadly at this point. I mean, it's just... I really am trying to be funny or positive or like anything with this, but I mean, this Omicron fucking mixtape that just got dropped is like running through Ontario and like COVID cases are going through the roof. And with the new way they're doing the COVID testing and shit, is like you're not getting COVID tested. They're not handing them out to just anybody anymore. You need specific reasons. They're hard to come by and they take forever to get your results. Me, in my first day back in my job, I even got to do a fucking rapid test. And by the way, that sucks. The only time I've ever done one, and they suck. And I've been hearing shit like, there's videos of like the rapid test getting poured underwater and being tested positive and shit like that. I don't really trust the rapid test, I guess is where I'm getting at. But, like, with how hard it is to get a COVID test, like for example, me, I was sick. Like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I was sick over the holidays and I isolated. Luckily, their new rule is if you're vaccinated, you only need to isolate for 5 days. Okay, well, I fucking wasn't getting paid anyway, so yeah, I'll isolate for 5 days and I'll just hide out in my office or my apartment. And I did. I never got tested. Because it was like the only COVID test I could get was literally after like 5 fucking days. And that's the new rules, which doesn't make sense. But I was sick, I had the chills for a night, and I had a wicked fucking head cold. Like, I mean, I felt stoned for 3 days. But I started feeling better. And the rules are if you're vaccinated and you start feeling better, you can go on with your day. I've heard, and I'm not 100% if this is even the right way of doing it, but I've heard you can test positive, but if you don't have any symptoms, you can go on with your fucking day if you're vaccinated. We really do need to figure out a line with the vax and non-vax people. If you're not going to force people to get vaccinated, then like what do you really have to offer? Because literally now with this last step of closing everything back down, What the fuck do you have to offer to get vaccinated? Like, honestly, think about it. Like, that's the only thing that was getting people vaccinated is you can go out to a restaurant. You can go work out at a gym. You can go to the theaters. You can go to concerts. And now, because you've shut it all down for the people who were all like that were only supposed to be there if they were vaccinated, you take that away and you just fucked your whole system. You fucked it, Doug. You fucked your whole system up. The only thing that was getting people vaxxed, you took away. And now the people aren't going to get, like, I've already talked to people who aren't vaccinated. They're like, well, fuck, they already shut us, like, you guys, like, they've already taken it away from you guys. Why the fuck would I get vaccinated now? And I'm like, good point. Like, and I am vaccinated. And I did it. I didn't just do it just because, like, I was on the fence. I wasn't sure to get vaccinated. I fucking hate needles. And I wasn't sure to get vaccinated. And it was a selfish thing. I just like, I'm not sure if I want to get it. Just because I hate needles and all that. I got it so I could travel again without doing the isolation and shit. And I still haven't traveled. I literally bought my passport. I got my first passport in 2019. Wait, 2018? No, 2019. And I've used it once. Fucking because I can't go anywhere, man. But I mean, I love sitting here. Honestly, I'm not going to sit here and say I do got a little bit of a cough, but it's just a fuck. I can't even get tested anyways, but what can you do? I mean, I love sitting here. I'm not going to sit here and fake like, oh man, I don't like talking about COVID. I love sitting here and bashing what the idiot did. And I love sitting here and giving my opinion on it. But I just want to say at the end of this whole thing, we're all in this together. Like we all are. It's a fucking terrible thing to be going through. It's been 2 years of this. They promised us just a summer and everything will be back to normal. It's been 2 years now and we're still all in this together. So if you're a hardcore vax person and you will not hang out with people who aren't vax, that's your choice. But don't fucking drill it into the non-vax people that they're idiots and they're gonna die and all that. And if you're not vaxxed, right, and you're drilling into people who are vaccinated, you're an idiot for getting vaccinated. It's not doing anything. You're stupid. You got fucking something you don't even know what in your arm. You're stupid. Stop doing that as well. At this point, it's been 2 years. The left and right people, you know, the sheeple and the anti-vax and all this shit. It's been so much fighting and all that shit. Let's just all fucking get along. At this point. Because, like, this shit ain't going away anytime soon. And you can sit there and bring up your points. And you can sit there and go into grocery stores without your mask on and think you're a rebel. And you can sit there and be like, get your fucking mask on every 2 seconds to someone and be like, you're not vaccinated, stay away from me. But at the end, you're not doing anything. And and if you really want to know my opinion on how this COVID shit or the masks and all this shit's gonna end, this has been my prediction literally straight from the get-go. All right. Okay. Like, first of all, I'll give you a prediction of when things might be back to normal. My prediction is 2024. All right. We're going to get a couple more fucking variants of this shit, but they're going to get weaker. And it's going to turn into a cold. It's still going to be a virus, but it'll only be like a cold. That is a prediction to me, right? I feel like it's already turning into that. Second thing. So it's going to end in 2024. I feel like the government's going to drag out this mask thing. Like, if they could drag it out till the end of time. Just to see how much control they have. And I've said this before, I think it'll happen again. And I'll say it again. The government the people themselves are going to be the reason why the masks come off. They're going to be like, fuck you, we're sick of you. You can't tell us what to do. And life will get back to normal in that way. There's more of us than there is government. And They can sit there and threaten us with their fucking, 10K fines and shit like that. But I'm saying they're like, well, we're going to be watching you just as hard. We already have been. And when it comes to Doug Ford, buddy, at this point, just enjoy being in the office that you're in right now. Because when it comes to election time, I think you're out. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. And I got to deal with your dumb ass. And I'm going to just keep on saying you're a dumb ass. And I'm going to keep saying I didn't vote for you. But me being a voter, I can do that. And you can just sit there and say, boy's sick, you're a dumbass. I got back in. I'm doing everything right. Fuck you. And I'll have to sit there and take it. But until election day, I'm still going to call you dumbass. And you go and be fucking out of fucking office when it comes to election time.
The Honestly Lazy Podcast.
Well, I'm sure all of you have really seen in the news lately that Logan Paul came out and said he has not been paid yet from the Floyd Mayweather fight. Now, he said from that fight he was supposed to make, if he won, $20 million from that fight, which is that's a good pay for one fight, and the fact that you're fighting a beaut like Floyd Mayweather, someone that has never lost, Unfortunately, the fight was fucking terrible, and on top of the fact that Logan Paul, his ego's gone through the roof, now he wants to fight people like Mike Tyson and shit, but the big thing is he's following in his little brother Jake Paul's footsteps and fighting old people. So he didn't get paid. I mean, that was it. He didn't get paid after fighting Floyd Mayweather. Allegedly. I want to be specific with that. Allegedly, he did not get paid for fighting Floyd Mayweather. So he posted that and he said, "Don't worry, I'm going to get my money back with KSI." Him and KSI were like the big YouTube boxing fight that pretty much started all these YouTubers to start boxing each other. It was KSI versus Logan Paul, and yeah, it was, the first fight was better than the second one. I actually talked about this a few years ago when the fight first happened, the second one. And pretty much the definition of that was a big waste of time. So for like a few weeks they've been posting, we're going, it's time for the comeback, or it's time for the final, like pretty much teasing everybody, making it look like there was going to be a third fight. A surprise to everybody when it wasn't that. Him and KSI are coming out with a workout drink, I do believe, called Prime. I do believe it's called Prime. I'm not really looking into it because I don't care that much. The thing that fascinates me the most about it is that, first of all, everyone's saying like, oh, we knew it wasn't going to be a third fight, but I think a lot of people actually thought it was going to be a third fight. I mean, even myself, I was like, it could be an announcement of a third fight. I also thought, if this is an announcement for a third fight, who the fuck actually cares? That shit is such old news, and everyone is more looking towards Jake Paul versus KSI more than Logan Paul versus KSI round 3. No one really cares about that. So I mean, like, if it was a round 3 fight, I was going to sit there like, there's no way you're getting 20 mil from you versus KSI. There's just no way it's going to happen. You're not going to make 20 mil for you two fighting. You guys are not Tyson Fury versus Wilder. You guys aren't McGregor versus Khabib. You guys are not the selling point, especially for a fucking boxing match. So the fact that they came out with a drink, my first thought was, okay, how are you going to make your money back on this? I mean, you guys are making a drink. It's really not connected to me why you decided to do a workout drink or something. Apparently Logan came up with the idea while he was training for Mayweather. Ironically, doesn't get paid, so now he's going to make a drink. But I mean, like, this is the first thing I've seen in a while that with, like, YouTuber or content creators that was kind of like, wow, that's fucking different. I kind of respect it. You guys are rebranding. Him and KSI are now buddies. That's cool to see. And, they're thinking of different ways to really make money. I respect it. I mean, these guys aren't just relying on their content. They're not just relying on their music. They want to do different things. It's kind of like an entrepreneurship at this time. And with this new step and this new drink and stuff, I first thought, Okay, I don't know how you're gonna make money back on this. Apparently, the drink for pre-orders and stuff is already worth $150 to $200 million. These two goofs did something. I fucking hate saying this. They did something right. God damn. Like, they finally, like, you know, they're not gonna go into a boxing rink and make a fucking shit ton of money doing terrible boxing skills or showing off the terrible boxing skills. They aren't going to fucking do a King of the Dot type rap battle. They're not going to do anything like that. They just went out and they made a drink. And honestly, fucking hate saying this, but it's good. It's already worth that much, and they're going to be very successful with it. And I mean, the way I'm kind of looking at this drink is, fuck, man. They'll start sponsoring, like, them being content creators. I hope they will start sponsoring other content creators, giving them, you know, chances to get paid and all this type of stuff. If you're already worth this much, I hope, like, their egos and stuff don't go through the roof and they just say fuck everybody. I hope they do what, like, G Fuel does and, like, Red Bull and all this shit. I mean, it'd be pretty dope, you know? Maybe they'll have a skateboard team. Maybe they'll have a monster truck. Maybe they'll have professional snowboarders. I mean, fuck, all these are available on YouTube. All you gotta do is just go through YouTube and fucking be like, oh, let's pick up Roadkill. Let's pick up fucking, what's a skate? I don't even know a skateboarder who's just, like, makes a living off just YouTube. Usually they're pro or something. Like, you know, but who knows? Maybe they'll pick up pros like Nigel Houston, like Wade DeSarmo, Paul Rodriguez. Fucking, for all you know, Tony Hawk will be a part of it. Who knows? But I mean, it's something that drives me nuts to say, and I hate saying it, but for fuck's sakes, they actually did something good. And it's something that, I mean, they, from a business point of view, and from like a guy, especially like me, a guy who's like, who will criticize everything a big YouTuber does. This, to me, to two guys I've made fun of a lot and I made videos about and have bashed, this was a good business idea for the both of them. And I mean, of course, they post this, they're doing it, and then Jake Paul has to jump in because there's clout that he's not capturing, and he tells KSI to get his lazy ass back to the gym so he can get his ass whooped. And, you know, of course, he has to be a part of it. But from Logan Paul and KSI, I am very shocked to say this. And I don't like saying it, but fucking cheers to you guys. You guys did it right. So good luck from a beer drinker. One day I will not have a workout drink. One day I will have my own beer, like Nelk boys do if I ever get famous enough. But you guys, wish you the best of luck with your new drink, and I think you guys will do very well with it. Cheers from your boy Stick. Also in the news, I heard this week, you know, everyone heard about the YouTuber, the girl who expanded her little, you know, business deals, like KSI and Logan Paul. They're doing the drink. This girl went a totally other way. She didn't do an OnlyFans. She didn't sell underwear. She started selling her farts in a jar. Now, I swear to God I talked about this before on the podcast, but maybe not, but I swear I did. But, you know, out of all the ways to make money, this girl somehow made $200K selling her farts in a jar. Her dreams didn't last long, though, because unfortunately she has now been hospitalized because she was trying to push out too many farts. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this girl had so many creeps trying to order farts from her. They thought she was going to be like Amazon Prime, it'd be next day delivery, that she has officially been hospitalized. There's a few things that freak me out about this story. Like the first thing, how many fucking people were actually ordering farts from this girl? Secondly, what the fuck are you doing with the farts once you get them home? What the fuck? Yeah, like, I don't even, like, this girl, I'm not even disrespecting this girl's hustle. This girl made $200K selling farts in a jar. For fuck's sakes, I would fart in a jar for $200K. I would fart in jars all fucking day. But I mean, how many men or women or whoever, how many people actually ordered these farts? How many orders did she actually get that she pushed so hard that she is now in so much pain she's in the fucking hospital? It's a terrifying thing. What makes a man... First of all, what makes someone like want to inhale farts? How do you get this fetish that you like to just like have a fucking fart in a jar? And you just, every once in a while, just and just get a little whiff, like a little bit of the fucking rotten eggs. If you ask me, though, this girl... I gotta give her props, man, because like that was me, and I was selling farts, and I was like, and I already got $200K. I would start just boiling eggs or just finding rotten eggs and just, you know, cracking them, put the smell somehow into the thing. Just find old expired stuff, you know, dump it in there, you know, clean it out just a little bit with water just to make it smell like it's a fucking filthy fart. I just send those out. This girl really was dedicated to her fan base because she literally, like I keep saying, she's now in the hospital because she was trying to push out too many fucking farts. It's sad, like I feel bad for her, but who thinks about it? Who thinks in their life, like, I really need to make money. I have a following on YouTube. I really need to make some more money. And instead of just being like, fuck it, I'll show my tits and my ass on OnlyFans. Like, you don't even need to show your pussy. You can just show your tits and ass. You decide, I'm going to smell, like fucking fart in jars. I'd rather you just sell your fucking bath water. That makes more sense, and you won't end up in the hospital. I mean, selling your farts is like, there's like a fucking line of fucked up shit. Like, you know, there's like underwear. All right, like underwear is like, you know, pretty fucked up. And then there's like very used underwear, like piss your pants underwear. That's more fucked up. That's more towards the line. And then there's like, you know, the bath water, which isn't that fucked up. It's just like who the fuck wants bath water? I don't know, but people want some fucking bath water, I guess. And that's just kind of more fucked up. It's just like you're just wasting your money at that point. And then there's the line, right? There's like the line, and then trust me, I could go into way more gross shit. And then there's after the line, which I don't know what else, but fart in a jar is probably there. And besides that, like after that, I can't even imagine how fucked up it gets in the legal sense, because it gets way more fucked up once it gets illegal. But in the legal sense, it's like what kind of fetishes are people into? It's like that fucking foot fetish. I don't get it. Like the people who just like dirty fucking feet, or like just eggs. I don't even know. I'm guessing they crack eggs, or they step on fucking burger meat or something. But I don't know what makes people so interested in feet. But I mean, like I prefer hanging out with a guy who likes feet than a guy who you go into his house and on his fucking nightstand there's just a jar that just is filled with a girl's dirty old fucking fart. and that's how he gets off at night. Like I wouldn't, like, for all I know, one of my friends likes farts in jars, and they're hiding it very well. But if you ask me, I'd probably stop being friends. It could be like my best friend since kindergarten. If I find out he likes farts in jars, it's fucking, our friendship's done with. I don't even want to be friends with you anymore if you like smelling farts in jars, and that's what helps you, you know, finish the deed. After that, yeah, we're not friends anymore. And that will do it for this week on the Honestly Lazy podcast with your host, me, Mr. Boy Stick. I hope you guys enjoyed the programming. It feels good to be back, 2022, more focused. I got a whiteboard now so I can jot my ideas down on it. Once again, shout out to Courtney. I didn't shout her out in the New Year's special. I'm pretty sure I shouted her at the beginning of this episode. I shoot this in 3 days, so, I forget what I talk about half the time. And if I missed her, shout out to Courtney. First shout out of the new year. You kill it. And your daughter and you guys listen to me. You shouldn't be letting your infant daughter listen to my podcast, but you do anyways because you're Courtney. And if you made it thus far in the podcast and you like the new Shower Beers quote of the day, then I think you should at least give me a subscribe. You should at least give this video a like. You can comment wherever the fuck you want. You can even say you like farts and jars. It doesn't bug me. Well, it kind of does, but I mean, I'm not going to shame you that much. I won't comment back and make fun of you. It's just whatever. If you like farts and jars, you like farts and jars. When it came to the COVID shit, we're still in lockdown, which makes it pretty much more like I want to film because there's nothing else I can do, so might as well just keep filming and live streaming and having fun with this podcast. So, I'm having so much fun with this. I've been on a roll. People in my work are listening. I'm coming up with new segments. Shower Beer Quote of the Day, definitely something that I had no idea would be a segment, but now it's going to be a random segment that will be in from time to time. Probably not in every episode. And I'm sorry for not random video of the week, but I figured there was too many stories to talk about. I didn't really want to, talk about the random video. Plus, I haven't found a good one, man. My favorite one was the squirrel, and it's hard to really top that video and that reaction. So, probably next episode there will be a random video of the week, and if not, then it's just gonna be something like this again. But as a lone wolf of the podcast and in the indie podcast community, every little bit of support helps. So follow me on Spotify, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. All the links are in the description down below on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, Boy Stick channel for Twitter and Boy Stick on Instagram. And you can also follow the Honestly Lazy show, I think it is, on Twitter and on Instagram, but I don't post on those. I just pretty much post everything on Boy Stick. So if you want to support me, those are all the ways you can. And like I said, leave a like on this video because it's at least I know you enjoyed it. And shout out to Jonesy, shout out to Smitty, shout out to the boys, shout out to the girls. I've already shouted out. If I've missed anybody, well, I'll get you next time. And yes, 2022, baby, we're in it. Starting off shitty for me in Ontario, but we will get through this. From your boy Stick, I'm out. Peace. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. And I shall see you next Friday.
The Honestly Lazy Podcast.